we're just going to go. So if everybody can just start off and just go ahead, open the arms up, shoulders up. Make sure our shoulder blades are moving. So our hands, our thumbs are going to touch, and then they're going to, one's going to raise, one's going to lower. You have two shoulder blades. When you raise your hand, your right hand, your right shoulder blade should slide up. Your left arm, your left shoulder blade should slide up. So it's going to just slowly move right hand lower and higher to make sure that our shoulder blades are moving. We're not going to move our elbows. We're going to make sure our shoulder blades and our posture is going to be good. No saggy chest or spine, trying to be as erect and upright as possible. And now we're going to take our hands down to our sides, straight elbows, hands, fingers pointing straight down, shoulder blade all the way down on the right hand and right arm. And it's good. That shoulder blade makes your shoulder drop to the ground. So if my left one's going low, my right one comes up. So you're going to do opposite pull. Those who have back issues might feel a lot of stretching in your lower rib cage on one of those sides. Anybody have, you can raise your hand if you feel that stretch. It should be subtle. Nothing should be forced. It should just be rotating up and down with your shoulder blades. Good job, Amy. Okay. Now put your hands out in front and clap a couple times. There we go. Now we're dolphins today. Okay. Now arms straight out to the side. You're making a big cross or T. And now what you're going to do is take your arms, your palms, pointing them straight up in the air. And now we're just going to flutter our arms slowly, not fast, just up and down. And now we're going to go higher, clap up top, and then try to keep those hands pointing outward and let them rest to your side with stiff arms. You don't want elbows bent. Just want good stiff arms. Let them just try to settle up. Now palms facing down. Go slowly up toward the top and try to clap your top of your hands together over your head. Okay, now back to your sides, down. Okay, some shoulder shrug circles, slow. Okay, now we're gonna do center line. My whole goal for Dragon Boat based fitness is shoulder health. Shoulder health is really important for paddlers in general. So we want to think about what we can do to keep our neck released. Too much of us carry all of our stress into our trapezius, into our deltoids, and then coming up to our vertebrals throughout your neck. So making sure that head is good and loose. Okay, when we start paddling Dragon Boat, we get stiff and then we get shoulder tears or strains. So we're going to focus on these things. So now hands straight out in front of you. You're going to clap them together, and now we're going to make a magic pointer like we're holding a ray gun. Okay, it's a laser gun, and it shoots off into infinity. So I'm gonna aim towards Phoenix right now to wake some of you guys up. So now you're going to relax, but keep your arms forward. You're going to start turning your head to the right. Now bring your shoulders and hands or your ray gun as far as you can take it before it feels like you have to force it. Okay. Give it a few shots. Pew, pew, pew. Okay. No, make that mark in the wall. Now come back to center. Now go left with your eyes and then ray gun, meaning your nipples and hips are going to start. You're going to notice them rotating. You can feel them. And then you max out, give a few more shots. Pew, pew, pew. Go back to center. Okay. More shoulders. You're going to go right arm or left arm high, whichever you choose. And then the opposite arm down toward the ground. Make those shoulder blades go one up, one down. You should feel them. and you want to be as upright a posture as you can be. You don't want to make a C curve with your spine. Okay, shake the arms out. Now we're going to come back up to the top, right arm or left arm up, the opposite of before. Let that left shoulder, if your right shoulder's up, your left shoulder's going down. Okay, shrug your shoulders, get some motion in there. Okay, now ray gun, clap it in the middle, point at the middle target, take your eyes and chin to the right until the point you feel your hand wanting to come over to the right, and take it a little bit more to the right with your ray gun and see if you can get a little bit more range. Fire some shots, pew, pew, pew. Does anybody get it a little further right than before? Maybe not. Okay, arms to the center again. Extend your ray guns straight out ahead. Now we're going to take our head to the left, ray gun to the left, until you feel like you're on the edge of needing to push or force yourself to go further. Fire a few more shots, pew, pew, pew. Back to center. Now we're going to start to speed it up a little bit. Okay, to the right. Get that up. Feel that torso release. Few more shots. Pew, pew. And to the middle. Relax the shoulders with the ray guns out. Now to the left. Always start everything with your eyes and chest, and then feel it move down the spine. It's called involuntary spinal rotation. Few more shots, pew, pew. To the middle, few more shrugs, rotate. Now to the right again. Pew, pew. Okay, center. Relax those arms. Is anybody feeling or seeing that they're able to go further right or further left as we do this? Okay, good. So these are just some simple things to get us going. I'm going to let Luke, because I don't want just my voice to be heard. So I'm going to say, Luke, do you want to start us off with doing some flare arms? And then from there, so flare arms or wings, get those arms, shoulders, body warmed up. And then I'm going to let, because Luke led on Tuesday, we're going to let Gilbert, the El Paso Dominator, lead the fast hands, arm jabs, and uppercuts. And we're going to get those punches in place, get that body warmed up, ready for our Tabata. So let's start with you, Luke.
All right, Team Blue. So we're going to try those flare arms that we kind of did. These are kind of some range of motion for the shoulders. We're just going to start with some forward arm circles, just nice and small. Just kind of warming up those shoulders. Forward arm circles. All right, now make them a little bigger. There you go. Now make them a little bigger and a little faster. Good. All right, now bring it back in nice and tight. And we're going to go nice and slow on the way back. Try to touch those shoulder blades together. Squeeze them back. Squeeze them back. There you go. Make it a little bigger. All right, a little bigger, a little faster. Good, relax. Now we do something down here in Phoenix called seal jacks. We'll do it seated for now. So seal jacks are kind of like those flare arms that we're working on. You're going to try to open up your hands as much as you can. Try to really spread your fingers. Put those hands together. And then you're going to go out nice and slow. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Try to bring it back as far as you can. Then come back in fast. And snap back out. come back in, and repeat. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Try to keep that tension the whole time. There you go. Snap back and forth. Good. Almost there. We got 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. All right. Now we're going to do one more exercise. These are called monkey arms. We do these here down in Phoenix a little bit. You're going to have one arm down off to the side. Hope you can see me a little bit. One arm off to the side. One arm is straight up. Okay, and now you're going to switch them. So slowly switch those arms, and then switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. Each time you're trying to reach back behind you a little further. Try to open up that chest. Good. Now add a little bit of rotation in. Little rotation. Kind of mimicking that stroke. There you go. 3 more each side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. All right, we have one more exercise. We kind of call these bat flaps or bingo arms, whatever you'd like to call it. But you're going to make a big old field goal with your arms, 2 90-degree angles. All right, kind of like you're saying touchdown. All right, now you're going to try to pull your fists down, but keep your elbows at the same height. So this is internal rotation of that shoulder. It's going to feel and look kind of weird. Good. All right, now you're going to try to pull your fists back as far as you can. Trying to keep those elbows at the same height. All right, now pull them back down, internally rotate, and externally rotate. Bring those fists backwards, behind your head almost, and then downwards towards your hips. Good. All right, now we're going to go a little faster. External, internal, external, internal, external, internal. Switch, 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 switch. 2 more. 1, 2, done. Nice job. Great shoulder warm up. All right, Chris, back to you.
Okay, so thank you, Luke. Gilbert, the Dominator, the El Paso Dominator would be his fighting name. And do you want to take us through the arms, jabs, uppercuts, Gilbert?
Yes, sir. Okay. So first we're going to start off with fast hands like Chris said, so we can start off slow. So just like you're running, if you're seated, just start with a slow motion first to get those arms loose. And then you want to focus on exploding. So try to go as fast as you can, but then keeping good form. Like Chris, like he's about to run off his seat. So keep it up. We'll do 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to start off with punches. So we're going to start off with jabs. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to throw in the uppercut. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now you're going to just do uppercuts. So focus on that rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now just jabs as fast as you can.
Feel those shoulder blades move out.
8, 9, 10. So start adding rotation to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to go back to fast hands. So nice fluid motion. And then start speeding it up.
Running form, Amy. Like
So
you're
good
running in place.
Chest out, nice fluid hands, loose, and then feeling it to full motion in your hands and shoulder. Like Chris, he's about to run off his chair. So we'll do 5 more seconds, and we'll do one last round of jabs and uppercuts. Okay. So now back to jabs is just a 1-2. So as fast as you can for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now uppercuts. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the last of combos. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Good job, guys. Back to Chris.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to turn this over to Greg now. Give us one of your favorite warm-ups that you do for the Chicago area dragon boat. What's a good seated or standing? I'm trying to think here. Is there anybody that's in a chair here? No. So everybody go to standing. Greg?
We have one chair, Chris.
Okay.
Or two chairs.
Where do we have that?
It's Jay and Orlinda.
Oh, Jay and Orlin. Okay. So if you can stand, that's okay. If not, I'll be seated. Okay. Greg, anything you want to lead?
Sure. Let's do some arm stretches here. So this is what Monica and I did for our workout. We're going to stretch the tris. So there's 2 variations of this. I prefer, I'm using a yoga belt. If you have a strength band, this works too. You just want to give yourself enough tension for the stretch. So I'm going to raise my right arm, let the strap fall behind me. I'm going to grab it with the left, just like this. And I'm slowly going to tug with my left arm to get a stretch on that right tricep.
And if you don't have a band, a yoga belt, you can use a towel.
Or you don't need anything. Just light pressure on your elbow if you can. I prefer the strap. It gives me that little bit extra stretch. But once we're done, feel free to switch. I'm going to go to my left arm. I'm going to pull with the right. Hold it for about 10 seconds. And we're going to release. All right, next we'll do a light bicep stretch. I'll focus on the arm muscles here. So everyone, let me see your hand. Either one, just one at a time. Then we're going to flip it. We're going to take our other fingers down. We're going to put light pressure on that hand that's out on the fingers, and you should feel that stretch right on your bicep there. So we're going to hold it for about 10 seconds.
You don't want to pop your knuckles. You just want to be able to pull those fingers back enough to feel the stretch.
Yep. And switch if you haven't. All right. Well, we got our tris and bis stretch now. Anyone else? Monica, any other stretches you like to throw out there from our team?
We can do the pulsing warm up to get the blood flowing. So if we stick our arms out in the center, like above us, and then you keep tension in your arms, and then just pulse them up and down. You can go for about 40. The The more tension you have, the more you'll feel it. If you just have loose arms, it's not going to do a whole lot. And then we can bring them out to a T. Don't drop the arms, and pulse some more. Again, keep those arms nice and strong. And then we can bring them back and face our palms forward. Don't drop our arms, and then we can pulse some more. Getting the blood flowing. And then keep them up and bring them out with the palms facing up and pulsing. All right, and drop and relax.
Okay.
Turn it back over to Chris.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the Tabata here. So thank you for chipping in. I just pointed my finger and pulled you into this because I love hearing the voices of all of our regions. So Tabata are short, very specific workouts. And we want to make sure that these are focused and that we keep moving. We're going to have 20 seconds of burn, as I like to call it, and then 25 seconds of transition or prepping or adjusting yourself to the next set. We do 2 sets of each at 20 seconds of each effort. So this is a workout you can do in 4 minutes. It's very specific. Some of you might have heard of Orange Theory Fitness or high intensity interval training. This is kind of a piece of that, but it's really modified and really short but specific. So that we're going to do 4 different ranges. One is a jumping jack. And we want to make sure if you are not able to do jumping jacks because you are in a chair or for stability issues, you could do them seated. And that would be, so if you have the ability to use your legs, you can do good range. And we want to make sure in a jumping jack, it's full up. If you do not have the ability to utilize your legs, you can just have good posture and get good snapping, energetic jumping jacks with the arms. This is going to engage the core and the spine, specifically down to the belly button and hip flexors, even if you do not have the ability to utilize the hip flexors. Then we go to crunches. Those could be modified or totally normal. Some people, if you have the ability to, you can be on the floor and you could have pillows behind you to assist. If you do not have that ability to get the balance, just to get the body a little bit off the ground, and then you get your head down and then try to crunch up until you get that body engaged. Ideally, we can get to the point, if you have the ability to utilize your legs, you hold the legs up a little bit, and then we come up, pull the knees to the chest. Those are going to be the crunches. Again, these are efforts of 20 seconds with a 20 to 25 second recovery. And then I mentioned in an email, some may have received it, some may not have, but we have, I said, bring napkins or paper towels. And we're going to do jazz hands. And the goal is that, like you're in a push-up position, you're going to move your hands to the different boxes. I have some that I've labeled and numbered, but the goal is that we keep good form. You can also do this against the wall. So I can push up against the wall and to where I'm balancing myself against the wall. I could do this in a wheelchair against the wall. Make sure you lock your brakes. And then we do hands down, hands up. Okay, so that's the modified way to do that. And now the last one is battle ropes. Battle ropes are using a large gym rope. You can be seated or standing. If you are standing, it's a good wide fixed posture. If you are seated, you want to make sure you're anchored and ready to be very, very effectively assertive in how you move the battle ropes. If you would like, you can add weight. So you can either use cans of food, milk jugs, usually 3-ish pounds. I've got 2 8-pound kettlebells I've used, and then I can use a lot of resistance or none. And I'm looking at this fast motion. So any questions in the group before we get started? Or Gilbert, do you want to introduce any additional modifications?
I would say the only one is for if you're doing, for the first one, the push-ups, you can also do a resistant band chest press. If you're seated, if you have one, that's an additional modification you can do. And then also, you can also do a band for the battle ropes is another one you can use as well.
Good, good, good. Amy Lee, I want to make sure we're clear about any of the techniques or things that we're doing.
Everything, I think I understand everything.
Okay, good, 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 good. So what we're going to do
Hey, Chris,
is, yes.
can you talk a little bit about core and what you should be doing with your core through these exercises?
Yes, thank you. I think that was Danelle. So what we want to do is make sure everything we do in a dragon boat when we're doing our connected paddle strokes, our pubic bone, which is the front side of the tailbone, the opposite side of the pelvis of the tailbone, you want to engage that, pull that forward to your belly button, to your sternum, to your chin. So everything is going to be firm and connected, no slunchies. Everything is good and connected. So my side view is slunchy, common for a lot of people. I can't get reach. As soon as I do that and engage my core from my pubic bone all the way up through my head, like there's a big infinity bar going out of my spine and straight to the sky, it's straight and connected. So it's the same sort of way whenever we do any of these workouts, we want to engage our belly buttons to our sternum. We want a good line, a good connection, a good firm grasp. Okay, so we are going to get into the Tabata. And, okay, are we ready? So we're going to start with jumping jacks, seated or normal. I want them energetic. I want them full of just enthusiasm. You've already had your morning coffee. So we're going to go for 20 seconds. There's not a limit on how many you may do. Ideally, it's good high energy, and there's no count. It's just time. So are we ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. Good form on those jumping jacks. If you're standing and seated, we're really good and connected with our bodies. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we're going to just relax, shake those shoulders out. Typically, a lot of times we'll go and we'll do a different workout and then keep returning in the different sets. But because people in their preparation, it's easier to just do these sets as the same exercise for this group. So ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. High speed jumping jacks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Go ahead, feel your heart rate, either on your wrist or in your carotid, just below your chin. You should have about 120 to 145 sort of heartbeats. These are great warm-ups for dragon boat. Okay, we're gonna go one more time. We're gonna do a third set. Are we ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jumping jack. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, now we're going to go on the ground if you can. We're going to do crunches. Gilbert, any modifications that you enjoy?
For modifications, I do the side to side for crunches. Also, if you're sitting, you can just, like Chris said, raise your knees. You can also do the sideways reach and then keep your core contact. But yeah, the side to side, even leg raises while doing crunches is really good. So any of those are good variations for crunches.
Good, thank you. So you can put your feet up onto a chair, a couch, a stool, whatever happens to work, and then you get that full crunch. Okay, it's going to be the same thing, 3 sets at roughly 20 seconds per set. Hopefully my brain injury doesn't make me forget time because I could do crunches all day in punishment. So ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. It's a great more way to start off every weekend day. Now you've got hopefully beautiful weather wherever you are and ready to face just a beautiful day, walking, rolling in a park, hopefully. Okay, ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So for those who are doing these on the ground, we want to make sure your shoulder blades, the bottom of the shoulder blade, is the only thing that starts to make connection before you're up again. Just that for that maximal core engagement. How we doing, Amy Lee? Okay, ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, last set. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay. Now our push-up or dance hands. So if you have numbers, that's great. I'll just put them on the floor for those who need to see what I'm doing. I've got 4 numbers placed on the ground. And these are more kind of planking pushes, dancing hands. If we're on the ground, I'm looking for a good, firm spine, no high mountain butts, and your head's down. You want to keep it straight across the board. You want to be able to put a stick or a broom against your spine, and it should level out to your head. Those doing against a wall, same thing. It's good posture from your tailbone all the way up to your chin. Just a good straight line, leaning deep into the wall to stabilize yourself, or a couch or a table in front of you. Any questions? Raise your hand if you've got questions. Okay. So we're going to, same thing, 3 sets. And it's just fast hands, keeping those elbows a little straighter. Ready and go. Move those arms, keep that body firm and controlled. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Shake those arms and shoulders and neck out a little bit. Some of you might not be used to starting your days this way, but there's no better way to get the day going than a little quick Tabata fitness. And you could even make this more strung together and quicker. And you can add in different workouts as well. Good deep breath. I know I'm out of breath already. Ready to go again. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're almost there, boys and girls. Okay. Shake those shoulders off, get that neck released. Feel good. Good core breathing. Breathe through into your belly button. Okay. One last set of these and we're done. Ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fast hand. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, boys and girls, you're doing great. Amy Lee, she's wiping sweat or tears off her eyes. I'm betting tears because Jack hasn't made her coffee. Okay,
Hey, Chris?
so yes.
I'm doing 120 to 180 minutes of workouts a day.
Good for you. That's a great thing. A great thing. Okay, if you have weight, you can utilize it for battle ropes. You can use two big water bottles or water bottles, Gatorade bottles, whatever. And you should close it before you start splashing it around. So if you're seated, you're going to make sure that your feet are firmly planted either from your seat or your wheelchair. We don't want to fall out, and we want to be able to core engage as much as we can. So when I'm doing this, I'm good and solid in my posture. If I am not using weight, same thing. I'm going to keep my hands like I'm holding a rope. And then I'm going to keep that posture like in the push-ups. We want a straight line coming from your top of your head down to your tailbone. If you are standing, I want a firm posture. So you're going to keep your right and left foot really well planted. And then a good kind of tackling posture, like you're ready to push somebody away. So a little bit of a forward lean, and then good no slouching. And then we're going to keep our arms extended. We're moving fast. Okay, ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Fast hand rope. Should feel it in your abs. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Or it's really fast drumming for Chris Werhane in the morning. He's getting his mountain tunes banging out. Relax those arms, shoulders. Good deep breath, take it in. Chris Werhane is no longer drumming. He's milking cows. He's getting a lot of milk. Move. Okay. Ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Core engaged. Core engaged. No shrugging the shoulders. Move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Shake those arms out. Great job, everybody. Raise your hand if your shoulders, chest are getting a little bit tight. Anyone? I'm going to raise both hands almost all the way up. Chris Werhane just gave a good thumbs up. Corey Newkirk, same. Amy, you're looking good. She's dancing. I love it. Okay, ready to go? Oh, Kuna, I didn't see you. Welcome, Kuna. Ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, hand, fast hands. Go, go, go. Battle ropes. Engage that core. Breathe. Ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Good job, everybody. Okay. Any words from anyone? Anyone here? Anyone?
Drink water.
Yes. Thank you. Agua.
Susan, you doing okay?
I'm fine, yeah. It aches, but it's all right.
Okay, so again, any sort of exercise or whatever in the adaptive sports world, we never know, or just the regular world, how bad our shoulders, our neck, our spine, or any other joints could be. So you do things within your ranges, within your fitness level, within your tolerance. It's good to stretch yourself as in goals and push yourself to be motivated, but it is not good to push yourself to the limitation of what could further pain or injury. So be aware of that. Okay. So now I'm going to, for those of you who does not, raise your hand if you do not have a water bottle with a string on it. Anyone?
Gilbert.
Me.
Keep that a boy. Yeah, it's great. Okay, so you can now use it with your broom or your paddle. If you do not have a water bottle, you can substitute it with a physical. Keith, do you have a strap or a band nearby? So what you can do is utilize a cam strap, a towel, something along those lines, and your imaginary paddle, or what have you, a broom. So I'll use a broom because not everybody has their own paddle. I'm just going to demonstrate with side view. And I've got my good old, going to make my kitchen nice and clean. Actually, no, I won't. I leave that to my teen sons. So what we'll see here, it's irrelevant. It's a barometer of what my angle in my body does and using my paddling position. So this goes right down to technique for those of you who have not been with us. The goal is how do we utilize our catch? So we get our catch for our paddle stroke by leaning forward, rotating, and then from there we make sure our bottom elbow and our top elbow are straight. So again, I'm reaching forward, leaning forward, rotate forward. Okay, and now I've got myself a good rotation plan. But now what you want to do, if I'm just doing this, if you notice my broom, because my top elbow is bent, my water bottle's away from the shaft of the paddle or the broom handle. Now, if I straighten that top arm to the water bottle or a rope will connect to that frame. So now we have a good catch, good rotation, because the paddle stab, when we are utilizing our real paddles, it's catching. So when I'm rotating forward, instead of going at an angle to now where I don't move an object, I get on the other side of the object, and now I can move it. Hence the water moving that we're doing. Rotating, stabbing, rotating, sitting back up. Rotate, reach, rotate back, sit up. So we're working on those things. And we're going to do a set of 10 of those. And what I'm looking for is core engagement. That is the secret to what is good, powerful dragon boat, healthy spine, and maximal strength. So on this case, I started doing this with the Chinese national team years and years ago because people are trying to move too fast, but don't have efficient paddle position. So we waste energy. So if everybody sees, I've got my paddle in a 45-ish degree angle away from my top hand, but the bottom line, the sag line or the water bottle is not vertical. So how do we make that bottle vertical? We get the paddle vertical. So I've now reached and rotated my left arm forward because that's my top arm. Now I'm gonna reach down to the bottom of the paddle to connect. So now my A-frame is there. I'm paddling on my right side. So my right leg is back to kind of brace in a dragon boat. My left leg is anchored against something else, the front of the brace of the dragon boat. High kneel canoe, for those of you who've done it, similar sort of posture. And I'm reaching forward, get that extension. And now I'm gonna sit back up while rotating up. Bottom elbow starts to become less than vertical. So it's 45 degrees in the other position. We notice the water bottle or rope is away from the paddle face or broom face. It's important that we exit with it vertical and just past where that water bottle doesn't get away. Then we snap, rotate back to the plant or kind of the catch phase. And then we rotate back, get it out of the water. Plant, catch, engage this core. This doesn't have to be fast. When we rotate, pull, paddle starts to bend, water bottle breaks away, get it out. Back, forward, and then you can keep this motion, and it's an engaged motion. It's not floppy body. Those who are doing, it's the same thing, doing like plyometric exercise, where you have eccentric, concentric contractions. So I can pretend I'm doing a curl. I don't have any weight, but I can press now against with my other hand. Now I've got weight and resistance for that contraction to happen. The same thing here. It's just slow, somatic motion, getting the spinal cord to fire in the right angles and operating, and then rotate up, back, elbow bends, paddles up to the next catch. So these are things you can do for those of you who are wanting to get just range of motion. Practice makes perfect. So once you get to the ability to get on the water again, you have the dynamics down, understand where do things engage or disengage. But now I can even change it up. I can anchor my physio band. Now I'll use the broom for this example. I get my band in really good stretch. I control what stretch angle I want, connect it to my bottom hand. What the broom, when I'm extended with my paddle phase on the release, where I get to straighten on the recovery, I'm not letting the band pull me back fast. I'm gonna resist it, control it against somatic motion, unload that pressure on the band. I can check how much pressure I'm pulling. And now I'm gonna pull back, same posture, get it out. Reach, extension, A-frame, vertical stab, pulling back, rotating, and go. So then I can go through, again, a really good connected core, and I can keep changing my resistance. You could tie it to a doorknob. You could do a lot of things to make this happen. So any questions here? Any questions? No? Maybe? None? Raise your hand if you got a question. Eulene's dancing. Bobby's saying, no way, dude. Okay, what time do we have? We're 9 o'clock on the button. So what I want everybody to think is, not only do we have these exercises, not only do we have these things, Luke down in Phoenix, I think we got early bird issue going on with this early session. And again, we will change that. Next weekend, we will not have a session. We do have our Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central, and then our Atlantic time frame, where we'll have some of our Puerto Ricans joining and a lot of others. Please spread the word. We're going to do more Tabata based, and we're going to change some of the workouts. But I would love everybody to engage, and I would love to see every Team Blue member that we have out there possible from all our different regions. And then Long Beach, I know we'll have some more people. And then, so I just want to make sure everybody's aware. Luke and I both make a lot of weird adaptations or things to do at home. I made a balance board out of just a piece of cheap plywood, screwed on another piece. And then now when I place it on the ground, I could stand on it and try to keep, I'm working on my pelvic alignment. I could kneel on it. Again, this substitutes a really good way to get balance and get that spine engaged. And I can do it with weight added and then do rotation and still keep balance without the dangers of potentially a Bosu ball, which is higher off the ground, or a big balance ball. So there's lots of different things you could do. You could do it in push-up mode and just really focus on keeping that balance. Again, an easy adaptation just on scrap lumber. And you could use glue instead of screws. There's sandbags. There's all kinds of things. Luke, do you have any of your favorites?
Good job, friend. Yeah, I think some of my favorites. Here, we'll go take a look at it real quick. Walk with me in my apartment real quick, Team Blue. Here we go. It's going to be a little dark and a little scary. Hold on for a second.
We can tell ghost stories.
It's not scary, Luke.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. All right. So I'll kind of flip my camera around so you guys can see it a little better. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. So these are called parallettes. So this one is just made out of PVC pipe. All right. I'll kind of do a little drive through. There's the corners. And so these can lay flat and they're super easy to store. Or you just turn these handles right here. And now if you have two of these, you can do push-ups off them. You can do dips off them. You can do a bunch of different exercises off them. I think I made two of these for $24 from Lowe's. But I don't know what the prices are in Colorado or other states right now, but that's at least in Arizona. It cost me $24 to create these. You can get the PVC pipe glue if you want for the joints, but you don't have to. Just make sure the joints are locked in before you put all your weight into it. So that would be my recommendation. They're a bunch of fun, and you can do a lot of different stuff with them, and there's a bunch of stuff on YouTube and the internet as far as what exercises to do with them.
Perfect. And for those who may have a hard time seeing his screen, or you don't have your video operating as well, so it's just making a kind of a lever or a handle that points about 5 inches off the ground, Luke?
Yeah, they can be like 5 or 10, I think, yeah.
So that allows you to elevate, in those PVC pipes, it can be like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch round pipe, and it's got little like plumbing bends on it, and it allows you to get your elevation even with your hips off the ground roughly. And so you can do push-ups, planks, and like he was saying, seated dips or dips. You could do a lot of different exercises with these, and the ends do swing open. And this replaces a dip bar that you would pay probably close to $100 for per bar. So there's a lot of things we can do on our home. And if you want to purchase fitness equipment right now, it's almost impossible because of the CrossFitters bought everything up since their gyms have closed. So these little homemade things work. 2 bricks, a couple pieces of 2x4 stacked on top. What Luke is really showing the good use of is you can use very basic things to do advanced fitness functions or any function. So thank you, Luke. Greg, do you have anything that you modify? Because I know you're the workout monster. Any suggestions, Greg, of things you've done?
I've been doing, luckily I have this trusty chin-up bar here that I've been using for a lot of, just like what Luke just said. I use these for dips. I put them on the ground and I could do dips on it. And also a variety of push-ups. So I could do wide, I can go narrow, work the tris, I can do prone grip, and then of course a variety of chin-ups. So I like this. I don't know if these are sold out, but this is $20. So, it's nice to have in a house during these times. Other than that, I do a lot with the resistance bands. I do a ton with the resistance bands, and I don't really have weights, so I have this gallon of water. And then a jump rope. I do a lot of jump roping for cardio.
That's perfect. And those who don't have you can do things pretty easily. I have these things that hang from the ceiling that allow you to, they're like gymnastics rings as well. You can hang them from the tops of doors, and they could be just cam straps that you buy or rope with little loops tied in them. And you could do a lot of things, whether it's lifts, you don't need weights. A lot of what we do, body weight is good. That's basic function, fitness, things with yoga, same thing. A lot of resistance that's natural and natural ranges of motion. But you can do, again, cam straps, just to show. I can do seated dips with these. Again, there's a lot of options out there without buying expensive fitness things. But just, we want you to have ideas as we build this. And we're doing more and more. Greg and Monica up in Chicago, our staff here in Colorado, Luke down in Phoenix. We're all going to start doing more of these fitness things that have some sport-specific relationships. So just, again, it doesn't take much. It just takes a little creativity. And, but other than that, can we unmute everybody? And just one at a time, because there's a lot of people.